My name is Clotaire Tieno. I am founder and coordinator of ABARKA. Welcome to this section, to our online training course section for this project called JUIBAD. Join us in the battle against disinformation, which is an Erasmus KA2 project funded by the European Commission. Our module is fake news and bullying in the school. In the previous module, we were talking about how to understand the impact of fake news in bullying in school. And today, we are going to talk about how we can combat fake news and address bullying issue in school. And for this reason, we are going to talk about two main components of this session, which is combating fake news, strategy for combating fake news, and also tools or strategy to address bullying in school. So let's start by the first one, which is strategy for combating fake news at school, in school. So the first part could be the introduction of some case strategy for identify and prevent fake news. You know, we usually just say we have to combat, but we talk less about preventing. And today we are going to talk a bit about how we could prevent this issue in our school. So we have just few strategies which are really practical and easy to implement. For example, we start by teaching students about media literacy. So if we educate students about media literacy, how to evaluate the credibility of source can help them to identify and question fake news. This can include, for example, teaching students about fact-checking and how to spot bias and propaganda in media. We can also encourage critical thinking about the information when they receive the information, which kind of source they should consider, the evidence that is present by the information, and also the potential bias or the author of the information. Look for reliable sources, like we encourage students to search for the source of information, where the information is coming, which organization or which company is bringing this information on the table. It's not just to receive the information, but it's also to check where the information is coming. If this information is coming from a reliable source, then we can be sure that probably this information is true. For example, if the information is coming from the city council of the village, then this information, but still that we have to check if it is really coming from there, the source of information, where was it originally set the information. So it's really important for the student to know this, like to have this critical mindset in such a way that when they receive an information, they avoid to just share. They first check if this information is true before sharing, because you know it's punished by the law. If you share a fake information, you can be subject to some justice operation. So check multiple sources. It's not just a fact of checking one source, you know, just check, yeah, it is from City Hall, but we should check from where it could be coming from. And this is going to help you to understand if the information is really coming from that original source or not. We should also consider or encourage students to consider motivation of the source. What could motivate, for example, a City Hall to spray a fake news? This could be the first question. What could motivate, if this is a fake news, but what could motivate a City Hall? I'm taking the example of a City Hall because it's more common. City Hall are like the institution of the village. If they want to spray fake news, why they should spray fake news? We can take the example of even the direction of the school where we are. We can take the example of some companies, some medias, some political organization, some association, some NGOs. So we can take we can take the example of this institution to understand what could be their motivation of spreading such a news. Is helping students to understand if they can flag it red or for fake news or no, or flag it green. So we can also encourage them to use as many resources online, like fact-checking resources. We have snop.com, politifact.com, factcheck.org, that are like updated tools online or resource to verify accuracy of an information. So it's really important for us. So 7 ways to report fake news and seek help. They check. The news is fake. What do they do now? How do they report? First, contact the source, the source of the information. If you come across fake news that is attributed to a specific source, you can contact them to report this fake information and let them know. If the information was not directly from them, then they will be aware about the fact that someone is using. How many times you have received some scammers, for example, from the bank account, from your bank account, from your bank, telling you, you have to fill this form to have this. So this kind of information is not coming from the bank. So you contact the bank and tell them, I received this information. Is it true? Then the bank will directly tell you, no, it's not. We can report also fake news to the social media platforms. We know we have, today is very easy to spread fake news within the social media, but it's also very easy to spread good news within the social media. It's going fast. So if we discover one fake news, one fake information, we bring them to the social media platform. More people will be receiving it and be informed about this, and it will reduce the scope of the news. Yeah, using fact-checking resource, we already said this, to verify and check if the news is still good or no, because sometimes it might change also. Seek for reliable source of information. We already talked about this. Talk to trusted adults or authority. This is very important for students because sometimes we don't know what to do. And speaking with, for example, trusted adult could be our teacher, could be our elder at home, could be the authority, the administrative authority of the school where you are, could be your parents, could be your uncle if you are afraid of addressing it with some specific people, but search for someone that can help you to tackle the situation. Talk to a friend or a peer. You have friends at school. Maybe they know someone that can help you with that, Then talk to a friend, and sometimes it can be helpful because your friend can share your concern, and maybe you can discover that your friend is also facing the same situation, and then both of you can tackle it, and it's going to be easy for you to manage the situation and to come up with strategy to approach it. Consider seeking professional help always. Professional help, we will say professional help like in the school, you have the teacher, you have the student administration. At home, yeah, we will say that your parents are not professional side of it, but they have this social responsibility to take care of you as young person, to take care of you as human when you face some difficult situation. Professional could be also police station. Professional could be the master of your gym if you're going to the gym. Could be your professor of yoga. And these are people that are not just they are educator, but they are not just educator in the sense that they are giving you some topics or training course or some courses, but they are also there because the role of educator have the social part, which is also to address and to help people. And this will help to prevent a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges that you can face while exposing to the fake news. Then you also have some artificial intelligence. The world is going fast now, and we have artificial intelligences developing to help people doing their job, but also to help people who detect, for example, in this case, fake news. We have the factual, and we have the fact checker from UTA-Edu. So you can consider to check this online and to also do some research. Probably in your region, you will have access to some artificial intelligence which will develop it just to help you with your language and so on. So how do we address bullying in our school? Strategy for addressing and preventing bullying. We are talking about fake news, but still nearly the same, still connect, because fake news can bring bullying, or bullying can come not just from fake news. But today our topic is talking about how fake news can influence on the bullying. This is why we are speaking this. So be careful to understand me very well. Bullying can come from very causes of bullying are wide and not just fake news. But today our session is talking about this subject. So How do we prevent this? From the student, is difficult to put this kind of strategy, but student can propose. Student, with our complaint to the administration, then administration are subject to put in place all these kind of tools that will help to prevent bullying at school, like establishing clear policy and procedures. School should have a clear policy and procedure in place for addressing incident of bullying, and should ensure that students and parents are aware about those policies. I think many schools have these policies. Now it's time to apply. We have the policy, we apply them. How do we apply them? We'll see later. Providing education and resources. School can provide education and resources to students, teachers, and parents about the impact. Be sure that I'm talking about student, teacher, and parent, because these three stakeholders are very important to address this issue. If we left one behind, this is going to be a problem. If we don't consider the other, this is going to be a problem. So school structure should consider these three aspects in order to tackle bullying at school and how to prevent it. This may include information about how to recognize bullying behavior and how to report the incident either to parent or either to the school administration. Encouraging open communications. Schools should encourage open communication between students, teachers, and parents. Remember, teachers and parents and students, and create culture of trust and respect. This can help students feel more comfortable reporting incidents of bullying and seeking support when it is needed. Remember, in the first session talking about bullying, I was telling you that sometimes even people practicing bullying are not aware that they are doing bullying. Yeah, they are not aware. Some are aware, yes, but some are doing it unconsciously. And putting up this strategy will help them, because it's kind of educational strategy which will help them to understand that what they are doing is wrong and they should stop this. So this is the idea. Promoting empathy and kindness. We should always promote empathy as core value and encourage our peers, students, to treat others with respect and understanding, flexibility, considering others as we, doing things that we would like people to do to us, not doing things that we will later think, oh, why did I do this? Providing support and resources for students who are being bullied. Yes, because there are some students who have been bullied, and there were a lot of people, you see in the first chapter, some famous that recognize publicly after several years that they suffer bullying when they were young. Why do they recognize it at that time? Because there was not resource that moment for them to be considered, or no one took care of them at that moment. And this is why long years ago, they become aware about the fact that they were suffering from this that moment. It's very important, because sometimes we don't understand that if we don't put this kind of support and resource for students, it might lead them to mental issue, to demotivation, to desmotivation, even somehow people who does not want to continue living anymore, because it depends on the level of bullying they are suffering. It have damage, very, 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 very consequent damage on their mental and physical health situation. So, as a strategy, school can involve also the community, the whole community, because it's not just school, student, teacher. No, it's the whole community around school. You have school in a city, in a village, in a neighborhood. There's a community surrounding the school, and schools should put in place a strategy to involve this community, involving parents, involving grandparents, involving uncles, involving people from the community in such effort, so that we could easily address the situation when it happened, or we could put in place some prevention methodology or strategy. So by implementing this strategy, school can create a safer and more inclusive environment for students. We could see contributing cooperation, supporting relationship, equity, caring, participation, empathy, acceptation, connection, safe environment, acceptance, valued, respect, positive mindset, being comfortable, being engaged in our community, have a meaningful life. So these kind of things are the word that we should bring our student and our community to go further in. So exploring resources for student and parent and educator to address bullying. Some resources, as we said, for student, counseling and mental health services, peer support programs, anti-bullying club or group created in the school where they have meetings regularly to talk about this situation, because if we live long time, then probably sometime we might be presencing a bullying situation and we don't even know. Educational resources should be available for students to understand what is bullying, and so it should be also introduced, like this subject should be also introduced into our classroom in such a way that it will help students to understand the reality of it. Support from teachers and school staff, because when a young person come to complain to us, sometimes as teacher we are saying, this person, because we have some bias, we are saying, this person, he's like this person is always like this, he's always complaining. Yes, we are teacher, this is our responsibility to give them support, to understand them, to investigate. When the person complains, we investigate. And then we give the person feedback. This is very important, because sometimes we investigate and we see, we should know that we as human, we are subject to mistakes. And even we did the investigation, did we do the investigation in the proper way? Did we do the right investigation? Did we went to the right people? Then we go and give a feedback to the person that complained. This feedback will help the person understand if we understood his problem. And then he will give us another feedback that will help us understand that we really understood his or her problem, and we address the problem finally, and we found a solution. It's really important for teachers to do this. So about parent, school can offer parent an educational program, because it's not just to educate children, it's also to educate parents about this issue. Parent Teachers Association, many schools have parent association, but we don't have an association where teachers and parents are together. Maybe I think it's a time to change the mindset of our school, and instead of having parent association, should be parent teacher association, because parents have an educational role when the student finish school and is at home, and teachers have an educational role when the student is at school. But these are two moments that we can timely separate, but both are mixed, because if something happens in the school, it can influence the social life. If something happens in the social life, it can influence at school. For example, many group of friends, even they form themselves at school, later they are involving into the society. And what is happening there generally can bring consequences to the school. If they fight yesterday in the out of school, the next day they will not speak at school. And then if we don't have a space, a resource which will help them to tackle this situation, and we can speak, and we just wait until it gets bad, it will be difficult. So having a parent-teacher association could be a good plan, a new structure that will help teachers to be mostly involved. I know that these people will say no, but I think it's something that is really important, and we can do maybe another subject, another chapter, just to explain how this could help a lot in preventing many difficult situations with students at school. So support from school staff. Parents can seek support from school staff always as student. It's normal, speaking with teacher. And if we have the Parent-Student Association, it's easy to expose them. It's easy to have like regular meeting with them and to put all this in place. Online resources, there are a variety of online resources available for parents on the topic of bullying. We will speak about this a bit further. So we have here like some tips for family to prevent bullying. Regular give your children genuine positive affirmation, because sometimes when we are at home and we are always criticizing our youngster, our kids, this will have a negative impact in the youngster at school, of course. So if we give them more positive feedback, because many times we don't even see what our kids are doing good. We always focus on the negative way and always criticizing. How many times we as parents, we tell our kids, yeah, you did very well. I am very happy for you, for what you did. Positive affirmation give self-confidence, give self-motivation, give self-trust, because the fact is that the student or the young person or the kids or the teenager, when he trusts on himself, he feels comfortable addressing any situation. But when he's afraid, when he's shy, when we develop this mindset in such a way that he's always reducing his personality as second plan, then at school or in the society, the person will still develop the same personality, and he will be left behind, and he will be exposed to the vulnerability. He will be vulnerable. Talk to your child about school every day. Ask the student what happened to the school. Tell me what makes you fears. There are some educational games in this sense, or when you pick them from school on the way back home or later with the informal space at home. Question the student. Ask the child to count you, to tell you what happened at school, what was good, what he think was bad, what can be changed, how does the child need your help, and so on. Validate your child's feeling. Even if you don't feel the same way, validate it. Yeah, I feel bad today because, okay. Yeah, because you were not happy with your friend. Okay, what did your friend do? I'm happy that you tell me these feelings. How can I help you? So this kind of thing, validate it. Don't tell you, yeah, you don't have the right to do this. No, no. Read books about people who have risen above adversity. Be a role model for treating others with grace and respect. If we are a role model, our kids will copy what we are doing. But if we are not, they will copy also the bad. Be careful with that. It's very easy to copy the bad things than to copy the right things, the positive things. Put in your mind. We should put in our mind this. It's very easy. Practice response to bullying and racism. Yes, if there's something that is appearing and it is kind of bullying, practice with your kids how we should respond for this. For example, I'm teaching my kids to not leave people into his secure zone. I'm teaching her to define a secure zone, to not leave people into, and to use the body language to avoid this kind of contact that can help the other understand that he can take advantage on you. Just to stay like this and look the person, or to say, stop, don't approach, leave me alone, things like this, and to speak firmly with a voice, a high voice. Stop, not stop, stop. Okay, so we as parents, we should practice all these things with our kids, and this will help them to have self-confidence, self-motivation, and trust on themselves. About school staff, professional development opportunity like training, like exchanges of best practice. Erasmus Plus is the best way for schools to do such a program, to go abroad or to receive a group of teachers from other countries in your school, to share all this information, to share all these experiences, and to put some methodology to address this. So professional development opportunity is something that schools should open themselves, workshops, seminars, exchanges of best practices, job shadowing. They can go abroad to other schools to learn, create educational materials, or seek for educational materials to implement in school, to implement into the lesson, or to create some extra curriculum that could help the school to have this advantage on other schools. Support from school administrator, of course. If a teacher can reach out to school administration to support and guidance if they're concerned about the bullying at their class, school administration should provide teachers with resources and strategy to address it, of course. And there is variety of online resources for students, for parents, and for teachers, for school staff in general. So some online resources, information by countries. So we will go fast. For example, in Spain, we have Instituto de la Mujer para la Igualdad de Oportunidad. We have Formación, which is a non-profit organization that works to support children and young people in Spain who are at risk of experiencing bullying. Their website includes resources of information on bullying prevention for students, parents, and teachers. We have the source, SOS Bullying, which is a website that helpline operated by the Spanish Red Cross that provide information and support to individuals affected by bullying in Spain. So these online resources are available in different countries, and you can access it, you can search and access it. We have Save the Children in Spain. We also have some online resources like locally in your region, in your department, or in your city. For example, Bizikasi is an initiative to contribute to making school in Euskadi, which is the Basque country of Spain, to making school safe space of positive coexistence and zero tolerance to possible situation of harassment, an essential condition to achieve the main objective of the education system, which is to accompany students in their personal development and provide them skills and tools that allow them to participate in society as active and responsible citizens. The main objective of this program is violence-free in schools. We have Universidad de Padres, is an online university, an online training platform that provides family with children from 0 to 18 years training. So in the course for family, you will find rigorous contrasted information, educational resources, and proposal of activity that you will be able to apply from the first day. We have psychologists, pedagogues, teachers, philosophers, neuropsychologists, and we have a multidisciplinary teams working in that resource. So in Italy, we have Associazione Nazionale di Prevenzione del Bullismo, which is a non-profit organization. We have Telefono Azzurro, which is like blue phone. We have La Scuola Che Funziona. We have Psychology Italia. We have also Ministero delle Istrucciones de la Universidad. No os puedo atender a usted en sesión ahora. Ministerio delle Istrucciones de la Universidad de Ricerca, this is the Italian Ministry of Education, University and Research, provide information and research on bullying prevention in Italy, including information on law and policy related to bullying. We have in Lithuania Children and Youth Rights Offices, which is a government agency that provides information and resources on bullying prevention in Lithuania. We have Ministry of Education, Science and Sport of the Republic of Lithuania, which is also providing bullying prevention in Lithuania, including information on law and policy related. In Turkey, we have Ministry of National Education. You see Ministry of National Education, which have resources and information to prevent bullying in Turkey, including information on law and policy related to bullying. We have Uzu Vakfi, which is a non-profit organization promoting social and emotional development in children and prevention of bullying in Turkey. Their website includes various information. We have Eğitim Sen, which is a website and organization that provides resource and information on bullying prevention for students, parents, and teachers. In Russia, we have Moscow administration initiated a resource against bullying. So administration again, so countries are doing their effort to approach this. This is the reason of financing such initiative like our own. We have Moscow NGO Against Bullying. The program aims to create psychological safe environment in educational institutions. We have the online community anti-bullying. VK is a social media, so this is an online community in social media. We have Save Childhood, which is a website and organization that provides resources and information on bullying in Russia for parents, students, and teachers. In Bulgaria, we have Amalipe Center of Interethnic Dialogue and Tolerance, which is a non-profit organization that works on intercultural dialogue and prevention of bullying in Bulgaria. We have the Bulgarian Ministry of Education and Science, which provide information and resources on bullying. We have UNICEF Bulgaria, which is an international organization with the branch in Bulgaria working on bullying prevention. In Romania, we have Agenția Națională pentru Protecția drepturilor copilului, which is a national agency of the protection of children's rights and adoption. It is a government agency, of course, that provides information on resource. We have Asociația Salvati Copii Romania, which is like Save the Children, some kind of Save the Children in Romania. It's a non-profit organization that works to promote children's rights and prevent bullying in Romania. These were just few examples of many online resources available on the topic of bullying prevention within partner countries that are involved in this JUIBAD project. And it is important to carefully evaluate the credibility and reliability of any online resource before using it. It is also important to check out the available resource nearby institution. You can start from your neighborhood, from the city hall of the village, and explore the opportunities that are given in the region or in the province. So what are we taking away? Some important things that we should understand. Addressing fake news is an important aspect of preventing bullying at school. Fake news can spread misinformation and create culture of fear and mistrust, which can lead to increased bullying and other negative behavior. Educating students about media literacy. Media literacy is really important because nowadays fake news are going faster. Bullying information are going faster. How many times we receive video of people that have been maltreated, betrayed from our WhatsApp? So media literacy is really important, and how to evaluate the credibility of source, which can help them to identify and question fake news and question any situation, not just fake news, which can reduce the likelihood that it will be spread. Additionally, establishing clear policies, like from school, parent can request this if the school didn't have this. Student can even question the school, because at certain age, my daughter, which is 3, almost 4 years, she's questioning already some question that should be asked for by people with 15, 16, or 18 years. So it doesn't matter your age, question. Make question to your parent, push your parent to go to it. Parents should also ask and help school to understand what they need to do in such a way that people will feel good in their environment, because this is what we want to propose to our community: a safer and good environment where students can develop themselves without any fear, without any lack of knowledge, without any bad behavior about what should be. So establishing clear policy and guidelines about appropriate behavior and providing support and resources for students or staff, students would have been affected by fake news or bullying, and help them to create a positive and inclusive environment. So by addressing this, school can create a safer and more inclusive environment, not just for students, but for the whole community. Advice to parent, teacher, and school administration is to encourage, create space and resources that will help students to apply what they have learned to identify and combat fake news and bullying in their own school and community. Thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed this session. It was long, 30 minutes, but we have to go through all the information we prepare for you. And we hope this course will help you to understand the situation of fake news and disinformation and to tackle it with strong resources.